Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Black Mesa with Soldier Hawk. As you may or may know if you follow me on Twitter or any of the various other social media crap that I occasionally post on, this particular set of commentary is going to be recorded after the fact because I lost the entire audio recording of my actual live commentary feed. It's a long story. You don't want to hear it. Trust me, it's annoying and I'm annoyed. But that's fine. We are going to move forward. This is going to be post-commentary and who knows, maybe you'll enjoy post-video commentary so much. We'll do it this way from now on. Let me know. Anyway, so we start off exactly where we left off with the cool tentacle monster here that we have to sneak by. And what we're going to find out is that not only does this guy not have cool like idle sounds and animations and stuff, he has a very long reach, and he's also very hard to sneak by and distract. Like, majorly more difficult. Also, as is tradition, I have to blow myself up at least once. Because that's just how that rolls. Okay. So we're going to try again. This time we're going to actually get it through the doorway. Right. Okay. And we're going to make for the ladder, but we are going to die because he ate me anyway. This is a theme of the beginning of this video, by the way. I died to this guy like a lot. A whole lot. And I never did quite figure out why. Because in theory, when you're sneaking like this, or when you're crouching down like this, you should be able to sneak by them, but man, they just track you anyway, and you just die. Obviously, I do eventually get by, but I think it takes a couple more tries, and this whole episode was kind of frustrating. It's probably just as well that the recording got lost because it was a lot of me whining and complaining. And at least this way, it'll be less of that. Kind of. I'll still whine and complain. But, yeah, figuring out this guy, I mean, obviously I know in theory what to do, but well, it doesn't help that I occasionally blow myself up too. That doesn't help in any way at all. They are just so much more aggressive than I remember the guys in Half-Life being. Oh, man. And it doesn't help that the ladders are terrible. So terrible. And that's going to come into play later too, but trying to control yourself on these ladders is just the worst. It really is. You can see I did this a bunch of times, and the ladders were consistently a problem. But finally made it not through sneaking, but just through sprinting madly. Not the most elegant, but it did work. I have a pretty good memory of most of this. If only because I failed so hard at this, not this particular section, but the next one. Just failed so hard at it in Half-Life. Like, so many deaths it wasn't even funny. I remember it was so bad that I made a fail video about it back in the day, which is, I'm not sure if it's even on my channel anymore, man. I think the music I used might have gotten, copyrighted away. I'm very proud of myself for catching that ambush, by the way. Totally saw that coming. I also seriously need to start just double tapping those zombies, because they are... I don't know what makes them so bullet spongy, but there are... A little bit later in the video, there are some zombies that just take ridiculous amounts of shotgun hits point blank to the face. It's a little ridiculous. But you know, whatever. So I can't say I don't know. I've talked about this. I've talked about this before in a couple videos ago, but even though this is much prettier, I just, and it's early to say this, it's still very early in the game, but I just don't like this as much as Black Mesa. I don't like Black Mesa as much as Half-Life. And part of it might just be that it's a lot more unforgiving. It certainly feels that way. But other than the nostalgia of like seeing these areas and such, it just... This is a weird way of putting it, but it just doesn't have any soul. Like the charm and soul that made Half-Life so wonderful just isn't in this one. And it's not just because enemies have ridiculous hit ranges like that. Or because they do so much damn damage. It's not really a difficulty thing, although that makes it less fun for me, because I'm not one who loves or craves difficulty at all. But it just feels flat. Even the things that are recreations of moments in Half-Life that are just wonderful, even though they're much prettier, they're just missing that. It's just missing that it factor. I know that sounds stupid, but that's kind of all I got. You know? On the other hand, I think that's really going to help them when it comes to Zen, because Zen is going to feel absolutely ridiculously alien. I think it's really going to serve well in those levels. But for these, I don't know, man. Sadly, that's not even in the top 10 of stupidest deaths I've ever had. Oh, this part pissed me off so much. Oh, I hated this. This is just the most bullshit ambush. Oh my god. These freaking... God, I'm derping on their name again. But those freaking things, man. I hate them in this game so much. The spread and the damage is just absurd. And if they pin you in a little room like that, where you can't get around, you can't move, you can't dodge, all you can do is freaking trade hits with it. Oh, God. There was much cursing during that part. A whole lot of cursing. The spread on there projectiles was really, really stupid. I'm seriously not looking forward to the controllers? Is that what they're called? I want to call them imps because of Final Fantasy X. The flying guys who make the weird sound and chuck lightning at you. Controllers, I think. Those guys are going to be a nightmare if they're anything like the bull squid. Bull squid. That's it. Come here. It is very, very satisfying to shoot things with your shotgun. I will say that. Oh, seriously. I guess 2 shotgun hits isn't ridiculous, but I swear there were a couple that just made me crazy. But maybe not. So this is the, if I recall right, this is the giant fan that takes us up to the generator, I think. Or is this the... God, I can't even remember if this is the pump station or the generator. Trying to conserve ammo because they're so stingy with it and I never know when I'm going to get any. So did a lot of clubbing with the crowbar. Also could not figure how to advance from here, obviously. The clue might be that I'm not advancing. But we did find ammo, which is very worthwhile. Took me actually running around and finding the dang ladder to remember that I have to go under the fan to turn it on. Which is, of course, as we noted in the original Half-Life, completely OSHA compliant. This is absolutely not a safety hazard in any way. And this is how every industrial turbine should be started, by climbing underneath the fan blades, turning it on. It's literally the stupidest design. Like, seriously, who does this? Just watching it again. Oh, so hilarious. And then the poor guy has to run like hell and hope he can get up the freaking ladder before the fan cuts him in half. Oh my god. So good. At least they fixed the generator sequence. They did actually fix that. So it's not quite as utterly absurd as it was in the original Half-Life. I shouldn't say fix, but they did make it less silly. I wonder if you can get into those other vents. Probably not, honestly. I do want to know what made Gordon think that this was a good plan, though. Turn on the industrial fan and then just jump and pray? Like, really? That's the plan. It is ballsy. I will give him that. It is not smart, but it is bold. Very bold. Annoying ass head crabs. Key. Just doing a little hunting for health and ammo and all that. Like you do. Although, honestly, we're doing pretty damn well on ammo. We actually stayed pretty good on ammo for this whole episode. I don't think we ever got below 30 shells. I know people have told me to stop, like, conserving ammo, but I'm that guy at the end of Final Fantasy who has like 40 X potions that never got used. Even on the final boss, because what if you need them later? You know that kind of person. That's me. Oh yeah, that's the guy. I know I didn't hit him head on. Damn, 4 shots. That's absurd. Also, hate. Oh. Oh, I was getting very frustrated at this point. Not the most frustrated, but definitely a little frustrated. This did make me feel good, however. It is at least good to have a little armor, even if health is on the scary side. I don't remember this puzzle from the original, but I did find that before I actually figured out what I was supposed to do with it. Figured it was part of a puzzle somewhere, but no use in carrying it around just in case we get ambushed. But fairly obvious, really, once you see the other one. And there we go. It's the pump station, I think. Pump station is good to go. Alright. So we got that working. Then we just needed to find our way out by a way of very conveniently placed health station. Always appreciated. I will say, for all of my bitching about the difficulty and stuff, I do remember playing Half-Life like perpetually at between 70 and 40% health. I do remember that was a thing. So I don't know though, it didn't feel as, for some reason it didn't feel as bad, or I don't think it did. Maybe I should go back and watch those old episodes and maybe I complain just as much as I did here. I don't remember being irritated though. Or not as much for sure. Definitely not as much. Now we're gonna head on back and head to the generator. So we don't actually get to the point of pushing the button this episode, but we get everything turned on. And mostly the reason we don't push the button is because I didn't, by the time I was done, didn't want to deal with having to get back up through that stupid monster and his retarded AI. So annoyed. Remember, I blew myself up in Half-Life the first time I tried that. That is such crap. Yeah. Oh boy. Not a fan. Not a fan. Such crap. Such cheap hits. At this point I was just like, screw it. I just want to get through. I'll just deal with the damage. Didn't even care. Oh, now this part. This part. Remember I had a lot of trouble with it? In the original Half-Life, a lot of trouble. And didn't have quite as much trouble just because I knew what to do. But it was still not fun. I was expecting another ambush here, but obviously there's not one. I figured we might get some teleporty guys in, so. Ammunition depleted. Get rid of that, since we have plenty of shotgun shells anyway. Didn't want to get caught by something teleporting in and me blowing myself up by mistake. Because of course we haven't had teleporting enemies for like 20 minutes, so gotta expect that one's coming. Especially when our health is this low. It's so bad. But at least we have ammo. We do have that. I do feel they gave you more of a I gotta say, the hound eyes are super satisfying to kill with your shotgun. Love them. Literally the worst. They shoot so damn fast. Seriously, screw that. Hate it. Hate you too.
Fracture detected. Warning. Vital signs critical.
I was just so mad. It had so much ammo. I just wanted to blow something up. I guess we did get below 20. But if I recall right, we're about to find some more ammo shortly anyway. So no big deal. Totally called this ambush, by the way. I'm very proud of myself.
Power 15%.
And you're about to see a lot of repeated dying and reloading here because the jump and ladder controls in this game, you may or may not have noticed me complain about them before. They are awful. So bad. Like, I don't know if it's worse than the original Half-Life, but it's freaking bad. And I definitely did not see this death trap coming the first time. I was unsure what to do and died. That's a shitty way to go. I mean, like in real life, it would be shitty. In the game, it's just annoying. Not unfair, but, you know. So I did figure out pretty quick what I'm supposed to do, but then I fail a bunch of freaking times. Purely because the ladders are terrible, and I hate them. So much. I hate them. So you're gonna have to forgive this. This is gonna be on repeat, although eventually I do a quick save just before that jump, so I just reload from there, which is marginally less frustrating. At least it's less annoying. If you would like to put on the Benny Hill music, that would probably make this part more entertaining. I would do it for you, but it's copyrighted by WGM, and I don't want my video taken down. You know. See, the thing that's difficult is your falling speed is exactly the same as your ladder climbing speed. That's one of the problems. And so you can't actually tell if you're on the ladder. It's super obnoxious. Of course, the time I think to quick save there is the time that I actually get the jump. But what are you gonna do? Avoid the ecto cooler. That's what we're gonna do. I forgot about that. Ladders, dude. What the hell? I know this looks like I'm utterly incompetent, and granted, I can be utterly incompetent, but that was genuinely just the ladder being freaking awful. It was so obnoxious. I mean, again, the Benny Hill music would make that hilarious. But I am genuinely not quite as bad as that makes me look.
Would someone notify me if they see a bathroom, please? I hope no one expects me to go start up the generator. Smithers went down there and never came back.
Man, it's a good thing Gordon was here. Not that I expect the scientists to be superheroes, but come on. You're probably gonna die if you just stand there too, so you might as well die trying to do something. Was very suspicious of ambushes here.
Power 30%.
I still do wonder what all that toxic waste is and why it's in the generator room. Oh, God. The other thing is these guys pull you up so freaking high. The fall damage hurts like hell. So cheap. Everything about the enemies in this game is cheap. That's what it feels like. It just feels cheap. Like no skill, nothing, just cheap. Again, the letters being really obnoxious. So in the original, I remember the things to start it were on the front here, and when you pushed it, you got stabbed in the back if you didn't get out of the way. But they made it a little bit more, a slight bit more reasonable. Bye-bye, bull squid.
Detected.
Even though it hurt the crap out of me. Nice of them to load us up on grenades since we have to distract tentacle monster again. I kept expecting something to stab me, while I was trying to cross this. Ultimately, that did not happen.
This is my hiding spot. I'm not moving until the situation is drastically improved. Now go away, and don't tell anyone I'm here.
I wonder if those hiding guys actually made it out. I mean, I guess the place kind of exploded, but I don't know if it would have exploded this far down. I don't know. Probably things didn't end super well for them. Right, so we got the generator up. And, gonna save before messing with ladders. That's the new rule. And we do get some cool tunes for our trouble.
Minor fracture detected.
So stupid. The music is really nice. I don't know that it's very Half-Life. Oh yeah. This part also killed me a ton in the original Half-Life, but thanks to that experience, fortunately, I actually knew what to do here. So I remember there was a little lip or ledge I was trying to jump on, whereas if I had gone up just a little bit more, there's actually this. And I hate barnacles. Worthwhile exploration on these crates. And we just have to just make our way back, and that's actually where the episode is going to end. Because I decided I didn't want to deal with the whole grenade chucking thing while I attempt to get back up. I mean, I know I'll have to do that next time, but I think I'm gonna be taking a little break from Black Mesa for a while. Maybe play some Deus Ex. Once again, nice music. Not sure it really fits the mood, but very nice. I guess this does fit the mood if you like the tentacle monster. Because it is kind of sad and wistful music. I did try once and then died. So annoying. But anyway, we'll try that again next time. So until then, feel free to like, subscribe, Patreon, all that good stuff. And until then, sorry about the trouble, and I'll see you next time.